What's up, everybody? Okay, you guys have heard quite a lot from me. I'm Kyle Ship. I'm here with Annie Giddings. Annie is the director of volunteers for the Masters Fitness Championship. And let's face it, Annie, director of volunteers is one of those titles that you're kind of director of everything. You do a whole bunch of everything, but you really care and are passionate about the volunteers. Annie, tell me, why are volunteers such a major part of what MFC does?
Volunteers for any competition, big or small, especially for big, are the backbone of CrossFit competitions at this point. So, organizations don't have their own stadiums or venues. So, money goes towards renting out venues for events. And um, funds just tend to be limited. So, we rely on volunteers to be able to run these events.
So with this, one of the things that I've really enjoyed over the last several years working with MFC and kind of seeing how you do things with the volunteers is the relationship that you build with the volunteers and kind of this care role that you play in concert with the volunteers. Talk a little bit about how MFC kind of deals with their volunteers and how they try and make sure that they have a special weekend as well as the athletes.
Um, well, first, we like to have enough volunteers. We want people to come. We want them to be able to participate and give back in a way. And that's what most volunteer people that volunteer for these events, they feel like they're giving back something to CrossFit because CrossFit has enriched our lives so much. And we want to have enough volunteers that they can come, they can work, they can do their part, but then be able to enjoy the competition, enjoy hanging out with each other, because these events, these volunteers, they create bonds that span borders and years. And some of my closest friendships are with people that I've met volunteering at events.
Yeah, so I was gonna point out, and you just did it, but you used the phrase you talked about volunteers do it because CrossFit has enriched our lives, and so you've got an extensive background in volunteering. What kind of led you to the point where you I know you do a lot of different roles for a lot of different competitions. What has led you to the point though where you're like, okay, man, I feel really comfortable being a volunteer director and kind of trying to not mother, but take care of this group of people because they're important to me.
Um, so yeah, over the years, I started initially judging in 2014, had a break in there where I was trying to be more of a competitive athlete myself, doing a lot of competitions, working out a lot, and then got back into it with an injury, and wasn't able to compete. And that was actually the first Masters Fitness Championship was the stepping stone to doing more events. So what was that, 2019? So since 2019, I've been doing a lot of volunteering for a lot of events, and I've done my share of events that had uh, good events and bad events. And that is actually how I landed in this role because um, I understand that that events cannot take place without volunteers. And um, in order to make events successful, you have to keep people wanting to come back. And bad competitions aren't going to draw people back. And I don't want to say bad competitions, just the support isn't there for the volunteers. And so I've become passionate about that. Even when I've been working at other competitions, I'm like, look, you've got to do this for your volunteers. You've got to have this for your volunteers. Um, and I want to be able to provide a good experience for Masters Fitness Championship. This is my hometown. It's my home gym. Kind of the event that led me back to volunteering more frequently and regularly, and so it's holds a special place in my heart. And
Yeah.
I'm a Masters athlete.
Yeah, and we see that with a lot of our volunteers is they're masters themselves, and they see the value in kind of MFC and that age group especially. Okay, so I didn't give you any heads up with this, but here's my question for you. What is something that MFC provides for their volunteers? And you talked about talking to other competitions, but hey, you really should have this for your volunteers. What is something that MFC and you heading that up certainly provides for the volunteers that you wish that every competition out there knew? Man, this is something you really should do for your volunteers.
Honestly, just be present and listen. So yeah, we provide volunteers with swag. We feed our volunteers, try to make sure that they have snacks and water. Basic needs
Yeah,
are, first and foremost. But one of the biggest basic needs that gets overlooked is support as a person.
yeah,
You're not just a volunteer, you're not just a workhorse, you're a person who has given up your time, your money. Um, and a lot of times traveled from very far to participate. And if you're not having a good weekend, I want to know about it and I want to try to be able to remedy it. And um, you see things with people that that's just not their normal. I'm going to go check and make sure they're okay and make sure that they don't need anything. So support is the biggest thing I think that you can offer people, that human support.
yeah. Really awesome. It's the thing that we keep hearing through MFC is the community that we build, not just because it's like, hey, it's a great competition, but because we're listening and we care, and man, you certainly are the tip of the spear with that, because you're right, man. Volunteers are it's we need a shirt. Volunteers are people too, and just really really appreciate that. Okay, Annie. So last question for you: what is the thing that you are most looking forward to for this year's Masters Fitness Championship?
Um, I'm actually I'm excited to see everybody. It just happens to be over my birthday weekend. So
That's right. That's
not that I'm
right.
looking forward to the birthday, but looking forward to sharing my birthday with so many close friends that are coming here. But I've got something in the works with Chris that is going to be kind of special this year for our volunteers. And I don't want to give too much away, but I did take from, I did take a page out of the book from the games and Rogue, um, just to have something specific for MFC to be able to provide our volunteers as a memento year after year, hopefully.
Oh boy, how about that Easter egg? Oh man, so you're gonna have to wait and find out though. But boy, now all of a sudden I'm excited. I don't know about this. Now all of a sudden I'm really excited. So absolutely awesome. All right, Annie. So tell me, how can people sign up to volunteer for MFC, and how can they ask questions that maybe they have about volunteering?
Any questions can come to my email. It's volunteer, no S, volunteer at mastersfitnesscollective.com. Um, or if you know me, or search me out on social media, Annie's dot activities, and no S's, it's all Z's. Um, or you can just email info at mastersfitnesscollective.com and that will get routed to me. But you can sign up through Competition Corner. We have lots of roles, lots of positions. We have something for everybody. And if you're not even sure what you want to do, just there you can choose options and tell me your experience and we'll kind of slot you into what works best.
Awesome. All right, guys. Annie Giddings. Annie, thank you so much for all of the awesome information. MFC coming up October 10th to the 12th in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Going to be an amazing weekend. Make sure you're there. If you've been there as a volunteer, there as an athlete, there as a spectator, there is awesome, or there's actually something for you no matter what it is that you want to do. So, Annie, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.